What's up, guys? Welcome to today's vlog. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Real quick video. It's going to be I've owned this truck for over a year now. It's a year and a couple months or so now. I've done a video like this before, but now that I'm more familiar with the truck, I want to do I guess 5 things I love and 5 things I hate about the truck after 1 year of ownership, because now I've kind of worked out the quirks. I've learned the truck a little more, so I know a little more in depth on what I like and what I don't like about this truck. So if you're new to the channel, just stop by for the first time, go ahead and click subscribe. I'll wait for you guys to do that. You did it? Okay, you're done. Go ahead and like the video, share it to your friends, click that little bell thing. Without further ado, let's get started with the video. So starting at the list here at number 1, I'm going to start with things that I hate, and then we'll move on to the things that I love. So the first thing that I hated about this truck throughout the ownership, or the 1 year ownership of this truck, which would be the throttle response, because I find with these Chevy trucks, when you hit the gas, it's not all there right away. There's kind of a lot of hesitation in the way that these trucks pick up, whether it be the V6 or the V8. They're both the same way. There's just a lot of hesitation, and I find you really got to push into the pedal a lot before these trucks actually take off. Now I went ahead and fixed that by adding the K&N high flow air filter. I find that the truck picks up a lot quicker. There's a lot less hesitation, and it feels a lot more like it should. All right, number 2 on the list, and now keeping in mind I don't hate this truck at all. I love this truck. One of the best trucks I've ever had. Well, it's only the second truck I've ever had, but it's one of the best trucks I've ever had. So number 2, now this is a problem that I've noticed over time, and that is with the 4-wheel drive shifter, right down here. You guys can probably hear that. Now whenever the truck is under any kind of load, or the transmission I should say is under any kind of load, you can feel the, I guess, converter box or whatever that lever goes into, the transfer case, I guess, to shift it from 2-wheel to 4-wheel drive. Sounds like there's some kind of bushing in there or something that just makes this awful kind of screeching, or like kind of rubber rubbing on rubber type of sound, and it's just really annoying. The colder it gets outside, the worse it kind of gets. So that's the second thing that I hate about this truck. All right, so moving on to the 4th thing that I not hate but dislike about this truck, is the fact that even though this truck did not come with fog lights, it didn't even come with the pockets to, I guess, cut out or put fog lights if you want to do that in the future. Now what I'm talking about is this. All the GMCs, even if you buy the work truck version, still comes with those little pockets right there, so that if you want to cut out and put some cubes or put whatever you want there to put like your own style fog lights, they provide that on the GMCs. However, the Chevys, like you see that white one right there, the work truck version, does not come with the pockets to put the fog lights, or cut out the fog lights if you want to do that. Now that may not be a big deal to a lot of people who don't like to modify their vehicles. However, for somebody who's buying a work truck, looking to build it up to something like not a SEMA truck, but just build it up from a base model, that is actually something huge to look at, because instead of spending $1,500 on a bumper and getting it painted and all that stuff, you could get it factory on the GMC with the cutouts, so that you just have to cut it out and put your own lights inside. This would be the 5th thing that I hate about the truck. Now with these trucks, the Ecotec motor, the V6, the V8, doesn't matter which one it is these trucks, they burn oil. So I'm noticing before I even need to do my oil change, I'm getting the add oil light in my truck, which means I gotta go home, I gotta add some oil even before my oil change is due. And that's really annoying. Not to say people are stupid, but they're not capable of understanding why they need to add oil or why their truck is doing that. Now for me, it's no big deal. I have oil at home. I do my own oil changes, so whenever I get that light, and even before I get that light, I change my oil and I add a little bit as I go, because I do know that these trucks have that problem. Now from what I understand, it's has to do with the fuel management system. So going from 6 or 8 cylinders down to 4, for some reason that burns oil. So that's the fifth thing I hate about this truck, is the fact that it burns oil and you have to add oil even before your oil change is due. This is what owning a house is all about. A messy garage. However, in the summer I'm going to fix this. Now the sixth thing I hate about the truck is the fact that the tailgate just falls just like that. Because it does not have the assist. Now I know the higher model trucks do have the assist, so that the tailgate does not fall and drop just like that. My girlfriend's done it multiple times. She'll just pull the tailgate, let it drop, it slams down and makes me cringe. So what I bought is this thing right here to fix that issue, the tailgate assist. It's just a little cylinder that mounts just where these cables are on the one side, and makes it so you pull your handle and it comes down nice and slow. So that's the sixth thing that I hate about my truck, but I'm going to fix that with the tailgate assist. Alright, let's move on to things that I love about the truck. So we're going to talk about the first thing here, which is a lot of people are kind of controversial on these things in trucks, but that my truck is a V6. Yes, that was in my first video about this, but I'm going to bring it up again because I feel it's a topic that needs to be talked about. My truck is a V6, and now I was very weary about buying this truck simply because of the fact that it was a V6. However, I did some research at first before I went ahead and bought the truck to make sure this was the truck for me. And after a year of driving with this engine in my truck, that's the Ecotec 3 V6. It's got about 300 horsepower, about the same amount of torque. I'm extremely impressed by how this engine performs. It's got a lot of power. It's very comparable to a V8. Towed with it, I've gone full throttle with it a lot on the highway. I've just done about everything that you would want to do in a truck, and it's never left me stranded. It's never left me really wanting more. So that's the first thing that I love about this truck, is that the fact that this V6 outperforms a lot of V8s and has left me extremely impressed. The second thing I love about my truck are the square wheel wells. A lot of people don't like the square wheel wells. They don't understand why Chevy did this, because it makes it a lot harder for fitment tires when you start getting those big offsets, those bigger sizes, 35s, 36s, 37s on your truck. It makes it very hard without having to trim your truck to fit a bigger tire in those square wheel wells. I actually love the look of the square wheel wells. It gives the truck more of a bold stance, more of an aggressive stance, and it makes it look like a different truck because like Dodge, Ford have the round wheel wells, and they kind of they don't look similar. I'm not saying that the trucks look similar. I'm just saying it sets Chevy apart with having the square wheel wells. And when you start getting leveled or lifted with you got that stance going on with your truck, it just gives the truck a lot more of a bold look having those square wheel wells, because it just looks a lot more, I guess, defined is the word I'm going to use. But I love the fact that they have square wheel wells. They're changing that with 2019. However, the previous generations, that's what they had, was a square wheel well. Nothing makes you more nervous than having that right beside you. Not doing anything wrong, but he's got to be there the whole way. He's probably going to follow me all the way home. Alright, so the third thing I love about the truck is the fact that they only ran this body style for 2 years, 2014 and 2015. Now, considering I guess from the front fenders back, it's the same truck, but the whole front end of this truck is different. 2014 and 2015, they had these stacked headlights, high beam, low beam, and the grille is different, the hood's different. So they only ran this truck for 2 years, meaning that there's not a whole lot of these trucks out there. I mean, there's a lot of them out there because they did run for 2 years and they sold a lot of them. But what I mean is, like Dodge Ram, they've had the same body style from 2009 all the way up to current. That's what I mean. So this truck only ran for 2 years, so there's not that many of them out there, making it kind of like not rare, but just rarer than other body style vehicles out there. So that's the third thing I love about it. And it's also a great look. I love this. I actually prefer these to the current generation Model 1, especially when I put the new LTZ headlights in there that I got to color match the truck. It's going to look really good on the truck. Alright, the fourth thing I love about my truck is not just my truck in general, but Silverados in general. Is the fact that, like it or not, Silverados or Chevys, GMs in general are the most popular trucks out there. Believe it or not, look at any truck video, most of the trucks that you're going to see out there is a Silverado. Not knocking the other brands, I'm just saying Silverado has the largest lineup and the largest amount of trucks out there. That's not just my opinion, that's a fact. You see them all over the place, all over truck videos. They're just the most common vehicle there are out there, which means there are a lot of aftermarket parts for the truck. When I am looking for things online or at a retailer or whatever, the GM parts are always the most common and the easiest to find because they are the most popular truck out there. You Ford lovers and you Dodge lovers may not like that I'm saying this, but it is true. You can't knock the fact that the Silverado and the Sierra are the largest lineup of vehicles out there. The fifth thing I'm going to be talking about is along the lines of the fourth thing that I was talking about, is when it comes to modifying this truck, it is very easy to modify. I'm just going to speak in terms of the lighting. Whenever changing any type of lighting on this vehicle, whether it be the reverse lights, the bulbs in the tail lights, the bulbs in the headlights, adding a light bar, changing the cargo lights, everything is easily accessible and you don't have to fight for hours to get to something or to modify something, because everything is right there. You don't have to pull apart the whole bumper and grille just to get the lights in the front of the truck like you do a lot of cars or other trucks like my Dodge Ram. I pretty much had to take apart the whole front of the truck just to get to the headlights because of where they were. Everything was kind of covering the top, but everything is right there. So that's the fifth and final thing that I love about my truck. Although there is a lot more I could be talking about of this truck, but for the sake of time on this video, those are the things I'm going to be talking about today. Is just the fact that it is very easy to modify this truck. So that's going to wrap all of this up. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead, subscribe. Take care.